Mankind has been very enterprising since ages, and startup is the newest concept and one of the leading one. There are many such examples of young entrepreneurs who have achieved a lot at very young age. I will share a few examples of it. We have Shravan and Sanjay Kumaran. At the age of 10, 11 years, they have founded Go Dimension. We have Advait Thakur. At the age of 12 years, he has founded Apex Infosys Limited, founder of Rocktash Media. Last but not the least, Mr. Ritesh Agrawal. He has founded Oyo Rooms, and he's the youngest CEO of this world. I feel that business study plays a very important role in it. So today we have Miss Shilpi Agnihotri. She is postgraduate teacher of business studies and head of commerce in Army Public School, Bhopal. So she will shed some light on this topic. So Ms. Shilpi, let's start the question.
Thank you, Jyoti.
At times I feel that as you are in school, so library can be a incubation center. What do you think about it?
Sure. If you ask me, I feel yes, library can be an incubation cell or a center, especially in school. I am the firm believer that if we talk about if you want to have expertise in any particular field, the best thing is that you need to read a lot about that. So reading is something which is very important and which is not that you're going to develop all those skills in you. At the same time, the reading is going to develop your intellectual level as well. So if we, especially like I am associated to the school education only. So normally if we talk about the students of school, they are more focused towards the examination, towards the curriculum or the syllabus which is being shared by the various boards. So what is more required is developing the habit of extra reading amongst the students. Though at the primary level, if we talk about the primary school, we have such system, we have the system of storytelling and other modes. But as we go ahead, especially like I am associated to class 11th and 12th only. So if we talk about the students of class 11th and 12th, so that part is somewhere missing. You will find hardly few students though, and they are in a habit of reading the journals or the magazines or some extra like the other material. So that part is somewhere missing. So what I feel that library is something very important, and a library can play a very important role. So like I have certain ideas and even which we keep on implementing and executing. And like normally we have the system of having one period in a week, a library period, or 2 periods, maximum 2 periods if we talk about the curriculum. So we can have only 2 periods, not more than that for library in a week. Now visiting to library, normally if we talk about a normal pattern, the students go, they pick the books, they sit and they read and they leave. And it is all about, few of them are not even reading, they are just sitting besides, and they are just gossiping and they are chit chatting. So what is more required, what's the role of a librarian? So what I feel that in the initial 5-10 minutes of the period, the librarian should interact with the class. The librarian should be aware about the class, about the background, especially like when I talk about the students of class 11th and 12th. So they belong to a particular stream. So you know that today, like say, for example, class 11th commerce is going to visit the library. So at least have some information related to commerce. Okay, in the initial 5 minutes, tell them about that. You can create groups okay, in the library and ask them to sit according to the groups. Then you select few specific books for them and ask them to go through that book only in that particular period. At least these are the initiative which we can at least take, and that is going to definitely going to enhance the interest also of the students also. Otherwise, just going to library, simply picking their books or chit chatting is what the normal, if we talk about. I think you agree with this. That is what happening in most of the schools. So we have that system. We have our guidance and counseling cell also. And like it is all about like our guidance and counseling cell is working in coordination with the library, where we keep on having such sessions in the library only, where we keep on informing the students to go through a particular type of literature or particular type of journal. Okay, considering their background, considering if we talk about their stream. So definitely library is one of the very important part of school education. Yes.
Ms. Shilpi, we often hear about young students making big in business studies and business ventures. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, even I agree with this. Like if I talk about the business ventures, or if we talk about the entrepreneurs, the young entrepreneurs. So you are also aware about the Startups India scheme initiated by Mr. Modi, and that scheme was announced in the year 2017. And we are in the, like if we talk about these past 3-4 years, okay, we can see the way which in which these young entrepreneurs have taken up this Startup India scheme, and where it is right now. The number of incubators, if we talk about, as you are talking about library as an incubator cell, so similarly for Startup India scheme also, for providing those guidance, and if we talk about direction to the yeah, like if we talk about the young entrepreneurs, the incubators, the accelerators are being set up. So even the leading business houses have taken that initiative. They have set up their own cells, and they are inviting the young entrepreneurs and the students. So the and I if we talk about these startups, like if you ask me, so I observed these food truck initially. So and one of my friend only informed me that two IITians, they left their job, they came to Bhopal, and they started this food truck. So that was the first food truck which I saw in that particular place. So I thought such a job, and they left their job and they are start running a food truck. Gradually I came to know about all such things. So this is how, like even I came to know about these startups. My own students are running startups. Like I'll give you one of the best example. One of my students, she did her graduation from Delhi University. She came to Bhopal. She started an NGO, and I was a part of that NGO. And for around 3-4 years, she was running that NGO. Then she left that thing also, and then she joined the fashion designing course. After completing that course, then she started a startup only in Bhopal itself, and that is in the name of Khadi. So and if I talk about that startup, so where she actually connected with the local artisans of Maheshwar, of Ujjain, and this, and now like the name of the child is Umang Sridhar. She's really doing well. Her name is in the Forbes list. She's being called by the various institutes to give guest lectures. So it's just one example. There are a number of such examples if I talk about. So yes, and there is one more reason behind that. The vocational education and the skill-based subject which is being introduced by various boards for class 11th and 12th. So that is all actually playing very important role. So that was not there if I talk about 15 years back or 10 years back. What was the situation? No. Like around 8 to 9 years back, the CBSE has introduced that vocational subject, and now it is basically skill-based subjects. Certain changes are being made by CBSE in the past 2-3 years. So that is playing a very important role, and that is actually if I talk about developing that like initiativeness or insight among the students at an early stage. And if you ask the students, so you'll find 50% of the class decided to go for business rather than going for the professional courses like CA, CS, ICWAI. So now, like your 50% class decided that we'll be starting our own business. So the reason behind that is that we have that thing in our curriculum now. Even the teachers are giving that information, and the paper pattern has changed where we have case study based questions. So even that is giving them like it is, you can consider that thing as a tool of guidance or a tool which is being used for instructing. So these are the tools which is actually helping the students and which is actually developing that insight among the students at early stage.
So, whom do you think a librarian should collaborate? If I talk about startup, business studies, and library, and do you think is it required? Like only librarian taking up the responsibility, or as a school, who can take up the responsibility for starting an incubation cell?
Yes. Like as I told you just now, Ms. Jyoti, that it is not only the duty or the responsibility of librarian. Definitely, it is not possible. Especially when I talk about, because if a librarian is from a different background, say from science background, so the person has to collect a lot of information. In our school, we have the system, our counselors who are there. So they, like, as I told you, so it is in collaboration with the counseling and guidance cell of the school. At the same time, what I feel, it is the duty of the various departments, the HODs. So it is not only the librarian's responsibility and the duty, it is all the departments of the school. As it is very much clear that all the departments are interrelated. If you are aware about the various initiatives being taken by the Government of India and the Ministry of HRD, like the art integrated learning or the other forms of learning, where the focus is on integrating the various subjects. So normally we used to integrate the subject up to the primary level. Now it is up to class 12. So it is about when you are teaching, when you are going through that teaching learning process. So you need to be really careful that whenever you are discussing something, try to integrate it with different other branches. So that is important. And that is if we talk about, the same is the situation of library. So it's not only the responsibility of the librarian, it is about the other departments. It is about the guidance and counseling cell, if that cell is there. Otherwise, even a counselor can play a very important role. So these are the different departments which has to be there. So it's always going to be in collaboration with the various departments of the school.
So, what are the resources required to inculcate business sense among the students?
Like if we talk about the resources, so as I'm associated to Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE board, I have an idea of ICSE boards about. So especially when we talk about developing the business sense, so developing the business sense is we can start it from early childhood only. Like early childhood, and that comes from the home itself. When you teach your child, when you are visiting to a marketplace, when you are asking him to pay a certain amount, or and then, so these are the ways through which, now when it comes to the school education, that how we can develop that sense among the students. So there are a number of ways, like the schools have the exhibitions, the fates. Okay, so these are the ways where you just ask the. So we have the system. We have the system that once in a year we normally conduct a fete. So in that page, we like, that is basically about one particular department where we ask the students to prepare certain things, and then they used to sell all those things to the parents or to the guests. So that is there. If we talk about at a very minimum cost, it's not like that it is about earning profit. That is what the objective. No, that is not the objective. So like the art and craft materials, so developing that thing. So like conducting such type of fates is one way where you can develop that thing under, if we talk about amongst the students. The second thing is about when we talk about developing business sense. So the best part in the classroom, it is sharing the examples. It is about the case studies, which is going to help the students. We have the projects also. So like if we talk about projects which is associated to visit to a factory or to a mall or to a departmental store, then it is about a project based on products, project based on financial market. So even these are the various project which is being introduced by CBSE time to time. So that is one of the way through which you can develop the business sense. So these are the initiative which is being taken by various boards in the past few years, and that is really helping to develop that sense among the students.
Ms. Shilpi, thank you so much. And in fact, when I interacted with you It was like a bunch of whole idea that you have given us is like it's very insightful. And at times before I started my career, I felt that integration of subject was only at primary level. But now, as CBSE and government have taken a new initiative, and the integration of different subjects are at for the 12th level till 12th also. So now I think students will have a benefit.
Thank you, Jyoti. It's really nice talking to you. And I congratulate you the way you have even. It is one of the initiative only which you have taken, where you are connecting with the different educationists. So it's really going to help even the others also. Thank you. Thank you.